It keeps showing up right there on my Facebook timeline because I follow Central Oregon Daily News and I also follow KTVZ News on my Facebook. And so the images just keep popping up on my Facebook timeline of what's happening in the Ukraine. It just breaks my heart. It just absolutely breaks my heart. Seeing what's happening to these people. So I was really touched when Pope Francis says, you know what we need to do on Ash Wednesday? We need to set this day aside as a day of prayer and fasting. Boy, does this world need prayer right now. And the fasting? I mean, come on. What's given up chocolate when people are losing their very lives, when people are losing their homes, their cities, maybe even their country? Prayer and fasting is what the world needs right now to see the beauty of this city being turned into ashes. Ashes. So as I was struggling with the broken heart, of course, I got to have Caleb on in the background because it helps. It helps. It grounds me. And so as I'm listening, this most beautiful song came on by Mia Fields, Ashes. How appropriate. Ashes. From the ashes, you call my heart to life. From the silence, from the sadness, you call my heart to life. From the silence, from the sadness, you call my heart to life. Because my heart's broken right now. It's in pieces with such great pain and agony for what's happening. And what? Is this the 21st century? Did I miss the change of a century here? Do you think that in your lifetime you are going to experience another war like this? Come on. When are we going to figure out that this just isn't the way? From the ashes, you call my heart to life. It's just like our first reading from the prophet Joel, chapter 2, verses 12 through 13. Even now, says the Lord, return to me with your whole heart, with fasting and weeping and mourning. Rend your hearts, not your garments, and return to the Lord your God. What's good about what's happening, if there is anything good about it? Boy, it's really turned the world to prayer, hasn't it? There are more calls for prayer now than I've heard in a long time. Return to the Lord. For the Lord can take our broken hearts and can make them whole again. That prayer. But what is important is it's not just individual prayer, it's all of us praying and encouraging in each other in prayer. That's what St. Paul was doing in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 1. Working together then, we appeal to you not to receive the grace of God in vain. Working together, we can help people to experience that grace that God gives us that can help us with times like this. And so as we begin with a day of prayer of fasting on this Ash Wednesday, how are we going to make what's happening in the Ukraine and the world right now, how is that going to make this Lent maybe a little bit different for you? The question that I have for you is, what does life during Lent look like to you? Life during Lent look like to you? What's going to ground you? What's going to help you to be focused? What are you going to do special and different these days of Lent? Well, I can tell you, I know what the youth are doing this Lent. They are doing this 541 Youth Lenten Challenge. And it's broken up into prayer, fasting, and giving. And so, moms and dads, if you haven't been shown this by your 541 youth yet, they do have a copy of this. And what's important to keep in mind is Reverend David leads by example. So he says he's going to do all these too. All right, so I thought to myself, could I do them? I will pray for my family on Monday. Easy, I can do that one. In fact, I kind of pray for them more than just Monday, but we'll make sure Monday happens. I will pray for my church on Tuesday. Yep, I kind of do it. I do that more regular. I will pray for the sick on Wednesday. Now that's a cool one. I like that one. All right, so I've got the first three down pat. I will fast from sweets on Thursday. All right, I've given up all sweets for all of Lent. I'm going to be a spiritual superstar. No, it's just, so all right, I'm fine on that one. I will fast from meat on Friday. Well, hello, I thought that was a church law, wasn't it? Well, at least in my day it was a church law, and maybe now it's an option, but all right. I will fast, what's this one? I will fast from social media on Saturday. Yeah, boom. I just crashed and burned them, that one. You're going to do that one? He's going to try. So for those of us who are not fasting from social media on Saturday, I think we should all send Reverend David Facebook Messenger messages on Saturday. Don't you think? Just yeah, right. No. Just because he wears like an Apple Watch and he's got his phone, they'll just be dinging like crazy, and he'll be like, "Who's that? I wonder what that is. Oh my goodness." We're going to do it, right? All right. I will enjoy my Sunday Sabbath. Yep, definitely. All right. And here's the giving. I will give my thanksgiving to God. I will give my time to a charity or church. I will give help to someone in need. See, what's so touching is I look at all the bad that's happening right now, then I look at the good that's happening right now. I mean, if we faithfully follow this, the good that's going to come through this? It starts with us. It'll make us better people. We have that put together for adults too. Although, I don't want to tell you what to do, so we gave you little boxes. You can pick and choose, okay? You could take a cafeteria mentality to Lent if you want to. But just really, what are we going to do during Lent to help us to live differently, to help us to live better, to help us help this world that's so much in help? And so to be a real reminder, there's no better thing than to have something visible. And there's nothing more visible, I can tell you firsthand, because I had people staring at my forehead at Grocery Outlet today. Nothing more visible than a cross with ashes on your forehead, is it? A way to remember. God created us out of the dust, and someday we're going to return to that dust. Started there, we're going to end there. But what are we doing in between? What are we doing in between? What difference are we making here and now? Let us rise from the ashes, and have our hearts come back to life this Lent. Have our hearts whole, so that our love will so overflow into the lives of those around us, into the community, and even more hopefully into this world.